I did it. That's it. Episode 8. The first draft of Moving David is complete. It took 1 year to get this all through concept to outline to first draft. And, there's a ton of work that needs to be done going forward. This is the first draft. There'll be many iterations on this, many different rewrites as I kind of pick and peck at it. But this is a big accomplishment. That first draft really is a big accomplishment because, I had this idea for this, and this is, I think a lot of people kind of have this. They get this idea for something to write, whether it be a movie or something else, or just an idea for anything, really, like any kind of project, any kind of creative project. And I think there was a big rate of inaction, of thinking about it, telling people about it, talking about it, but to actually sit down and do it and complete it, it's huge for me. And if you end up doing this, that first draft, even though it's very imperfect, it could even be terrible. Just getting to that first draft is, it's very fulfilling just to get that idea out of my head and put it on something else so that I can at least say I tried to do it. At least I have it out on paper in some form and not just an incomplete thought in my head. So A, it's fulfilling. B, it is a huge accomplishment. You should be proud. You should take this moment to celebrate. Again, there's going to be a lot more work to do, and you can think about that later. Right now I finished it. I'm just going to print this up. I'm going to read it a couple more times later on, but right now I'm just going to go for a run. I'm going to clear my mind. I'm not even going to think about it probably for a week and then really start to read it and see. I'll read it once just as trying to be an audience to it, and then I'll probably read it again because I'll hate it that first time and I'll realize all the things that I want to change. And that's exciting. It's a lot of work, but that's the exciting part. I don't really know how to wrap this up. And this has been an interesting little self-indulgent project of not only the script part of it, but these little, I guess you can call them diaries to the camera of just progress, accountability, and then sharing that with whoever is inclined to watch this. And hopefully you're taking something away from this in terms of maybe different processes to get yourself moving in the right direction if you have some kind of project. Or if you see something that I did that just definitely does not work for you, you might eventually get to something that does work for you, and that is a success on my part as well. But from this part forward, I go through the feedback rounds. I've been doing creative work for 15 years or so, and so feedback has always been kind of ingrained in my blood. I was going to do a whole episode about feedback, but it was kind of all over the place, and I didn't really realize how much of a, not personal process it is, but how unique it is to mine, because I do have specific folks that I like to give things to for feedback, for the type of feedback that I need, right? I don't need someone just to tell me, oh, it's very good. No, it's funny, it's great. There are specific goals in different stages of the process and different folks that I rely on to give me, I don't want to say honest feedback because it sounds odd, but the feedback that is constructive. Something that I can take away, something that I can either have a conversation with. I think that's the biggest thing for me with feedback is I like to ignite the conversation. And I kind of give these things out earlier than I probably should because there are things that I want to start messing with, but I don't yet until I have an idea from other folks, if these things didn't work for them, or sometimes they have something else to throw at me that and I can kind of pivot off of that. It's a bit of an improv and then sort of scenario that I like to have with folks. I prefer that kind of feedback as opposed to just the notes session of just get rid of that, and that character's not worthless. Get rid of that. That's definitely, I think, valuable in some regards for a project further down the line, but I think for this stage of the creative process, I really need a conversation to happen, and I seek out feedback from folks I can have that with. After that, I don't know. I don't know what to do with scripts. This is my 7th, I think, I've written, and it usually just comes to a part where I just kind of end, right? They always say you never really finish writing, you just kind of give up. So usually at some point I'm just I'm good with this. I feel good about it, and I put it on a shelf. I very rarely do anything with it. I feel really good about this. I think this is one of my better pieces of writing. Again, this is all kind of coming off the high of hitting that fade out button, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll turn into a comic. Maybe I'll turn into animation. Who knows? Again, I'm just super stoked right now. Just super stoked, super caffeinated. Like I said, I'm gonna go for a run, think about this, and get this done in the next few months. I actually have the final draft, going from version 1.0 to probably 8.0 to the final draft version that I will eventually put away. But at least that idea took it, I wrangled it, squeezed it out of my brain, and I put it on paper, and that feels fantastic. Well, thank you all for hanging out with me on this year-long journey, which has probably been a week for you guys. If you're interested in checking, I mean, I'm willing to take feedback from whomever. So if you are interested in checking this screenplay out, shoot me an email. My email is in the description below. Shoot me an email. I'll send you the script out. And, you know, give me your feedback. Give me your tear it apart. Help me make this better, so that I can end up with the strongest piece of material that I can produce. Thank you all. I'll see you guys in the future. I don't know. Thank you for hanging with me. Goodbye and good luck on your projects.